All right, guys. Hello. Sorry to not be here with you. I am right now touring the Colosseum in Rome. So, woohoo! Yay for me. Um, we are going to talk today about translations. We already learned a little bit last class about a translation, but just to remind you, translations are it's a transformation in a plane that maps all the points of a pre-image. Remember, this is your original picture, the pre-image. Um, the same distance and the same direction. So there's the bell. I'm recording this at school. We figured out last time that if I count over down from A and over to its image from A to A prime, all of the points on my pre-image have to move that same distance. So in this case, I moved down, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I moved over 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can think about this as going down 6 and left 4. However, that isn't really the best technical definition. In math, we like to have really precise terminology. So we're going to use this. There's two ways. I've seen it like this. So X is your horizontal. So if I'm moving left, that would be a minus. And Y minus 6 because I went down and to the left. So you would say that X, Y maps to X minus 4, Y minus 6. So that's one way. The way that your textbook likes to use the notation is they use capital T and then they use these little subscript brackets. And we're going to put the horizontal shift as X and we're going to put the vertical shift as Y. So if I were writing this example, I would write the transformation is -4, -6. So that's the notation that you're going to see in your textbook for your homework. And it means left 4, down 6. Okay. Notice too, so last time when we were doing our lizard activity, we drew in these same lines that they've drawn in. They've connected A prime, B prime, C prime. Something that you may notice is that all of these lines are parallel. It makes sense if you think about it, because if this is our rule, left 4, down 6, that means all of those have the same slope. And we learned in our last unit that parallel lines always have the same slope. So I could say that the segment A prime is parallel to the segment B prime, and it's parallel to the segment C prime. That's these lines right here I just drew in. A prime, B prime, C prime. All those lines connecting an image to its the pre-image to its corresponding image point. Those lines have to be parallel. In a translation, you will have the same orientation, meaning we haven't moved the order that the points are written. Same orientation. And then we noticed last class that it is a rigid motion, meaning length and angle measurements are preserved. Okay, so let's look at a couple of, if you need more time to write in your notes, you should definitely write all this stuff down so that you have it somewhere to study from. It's going to be a long time between when we learn it today and like a week and a half from now when you're all back from fall break. So make sure you write it down. Okay, so my text didn't work out. That's unfortunate. The question says, what is the graph? So here's our transformation it's giving us. It's wanting us to graph this transformation, his translation, 7, -4. So I'm going to map triangle EFG onto triangle E prime, F prime, G prime. So find the coordinates of the vertices of the image and then plot the points and draw triangle EFG. So I have these points here. So let's look and see. First of all, I'm going to remind myself, this is my x direction. This means 7 right. And this means down 4. Okay, so that means I'm going to take each point. So E is the point, let's see, I'm at -5, 4. F is at the point, let's see, -1 at 5. And G is the point -2, -1. Okay, so those are the 3 points, and I'm going to move them according to this rule. So probably the easiest way, if you're given a graph, the easiest way to do this is just to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and down 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's my new my image of E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my image of F. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here is G. So here's my new triangle. I have this is my pre-image. And here's my image. I could also do that without having the graph of it, because I could just look at each point and add 7 and subtract 4. Right? So my new point, E prime, would be -5 plus 7 would put me at 2, and 4 minus 4 would put me at 0. So if I look right there, I am E prime on my graph right here. It is at the point 2, 0. So counting worked, adding the points. So you guys are really welcome to do whichever way you like. +7 minus 4, +7 minus 4. So F prime is going to be at the point, the -1 plus 7 gives me 6. 5 minus 4 is 1. And then G prime would be -2 plus 7 is 5. -1 minus 4 is -5. You guys can do whichever method you want. You can count it. If you don't have a graph, it's good to know that you can just use the rule. Okay, you use this rule to help you know. That rule is going to help you know which numbers to add right there to your points. Okay, so now you guys are going to try an example. Okay, but let's go ahead and you guys, why don't you try it by yourself? So what are the vertices for each translation? You're going to need to know your original points here, huh? That would be helpful. So let's say that E is, we're going to use the same picture that we used before. So by yourself, you're going to use those same points. I've written them right up here. And you're going to figure out what are the new vertices if your rule is -6, -7. So go ahead and try that on your own, and I will see you in a second. All right, so if you're going to move it, remember this is going to mean right 6 and down 7. That's what that means. So I'm going to just take my points In fact, I'm going to just move these points right here so that I can say minus, sorry, right is plus. So plus 6 minus 7, plus 6 minus 7, plus 6 minus 7. So when I add those all up, my new points for E prime would be negative 5 plus 6. Sorry, just checking. I didn't give you the same problem. Negative 5 plus 6 would be 1. 4 minus 7 is negative 3. F prime should be negative 1 plus 6 is 5. 5 minus 7 is negative 2. And for G prime, you should get negative 2 plus 6 is 4. And negative 1 minus 7 is negative 8. So there's your answer for that one. Coming back here, I'm going to grab my point so I remember which one it is. Copy. Next. And then we're going to do the same thing one more time. I'm going to see if I can paste. Nope. And paste. Okay, so this time you're going to do it again, try it by yourself, and see what you get. All right, so what you should have gotten is, this is going to be plus 11 plus 2, plus 11 plus 2, plus 11, negative 1, and plus 2. So my new points are going to be E prime negative 5 plus 11 gives me 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. Sorry, that's a parenthesis. F prime is going to be negative 1 plus 11 is 10, and 5 plus 2 is 7. And then negative 2 plus 11 gives me 9, and negative 1 plus 2 gives me 1. Ta-da! Yay for writing rules or following rules.